Hello, my name is Sydney Andrasic, and I will be talking about this space shuttle named Challenger, and three things. Number one, what NASA could have done differently. Number two, what Roger Boyce-Joy, I'm sure I said that wrong, could have done differently. And number three, what do I see as my future engineering responsibilities in relation to being both loyal to management and protecting the public and the humans in it. So what NASA could have done differently. Number one, I believe they could have done more research and found a better solution for the eroding of the O-rings. The material was being eaten away by the hot gases emitted during the escaped past putty that they put in there to protect it. I feel like they discovered this in 1981, so 5 years before the Challenger launched. I feel like they could have found a better way to stop that. They tried, but it does not look like they did well. They could have waited on that. Number two, they could have ordered the billets sooner, or because they ordered the billets in July of 1985, and it took many months for them to make, and they were not ready by January of 1986, I feel like they could have waited and pushed it off until they had the new billets to make the shuttle more safe. And number three, I feel like they could have just pushed the whole mission off altogether. Later, they had already pushed it off once because of the weather that was supposed to come in, and they didn't want to push it off again because they already changed the vice president's plans multiple times. Number two, they were feeling pressure because they wanted it in this space by Reagan's State of the Union speech. Not State of the Union speech, sorry. His speech. And Reagan's big push was education, and this space shuttle was supposed to have the first ever teacher in space. So it was very important to NASA and to the government that was pushing on them to get this shuttle into space before Reagan had his speech. There was many things NASA could have done differently, but I feel like those were the big top three. What Dr. Roger, I'm just going to call him Roger because his last name is really hard to say, could have done differently. I honestly think there wasn't much he could do. He tried his hardest, along with Alan McDonald. Was it Alan McDonald? Yes, Alan McDonald, to work, to make a presentation to show to their management about how launching this in cold temperatures would be very detrimental to the spaceship and possibly cause lots of problems, as in death. He did all he could. He told all the people he could. He did everything he could within the rules that so I don't think he could have done much differently. He could have pushed harder and gone behind their backs, but again, he didn't have high management approval, so even if he went behind their backs, there was no way he could have gotten the launch pushed forward or canceled for that day, because he did not have the authority to do so. So I don't hold him much at fault at all. I believe he did as much as he could within his limits. The only thing that he could possibly done more is go behind his management back and try to get it to stop, but he did not have the power to do so. What I believe in the future for me, my engineering responsibilities, is I feel like you should stay loyal to management as much as you can, but if you have scientific, physical evidence that proves that if you do this, people will get harmed, I believe you should do whatever you can to keep people from getting harmed and go around their management if you had to, because human lives are always more important than management opinions. Thanks for watching.